everybody. This is Kaypacha with the Weekly Bailey Report. This one is for October 4th of 2017. And let us just zoom in a little bit on our reality. Coming from deep space, first we see Eris, the newly discovered planet that I'm not going to be talking so much about today, but let's come in a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. I got a new program, check it out. New toys to play with, it's raining outside. Okay, here you can see it, what I have been talking about. I have the time set for October 5th, that's tomorrow at 11:40 a.m. Pacific time for the full moon. There's the moon, Earth, Sun, but what else? Oh my goddess, there's Mercury back there. Yeah, baby. Oh God, let's see, how do I get it smaller? Okay, so not only is it a full moon, right? Moon opposite Sun, Earth in the middle, but we have a Sun-Mercury conjunction. Now that is going on all week. On Monday, on Sunday, actually, it is exact. Yeah, so the Earth is going to move a little farther along here and come into this direct alignment with the Sun and Mercury. Even more so than that, very amazing. Okay, these days, as you can see, here's Earth in direct alignment with Venus and Mars. I talked to you about this Venus-Mars conjunction, that it was going on all week. Well, it's exact tomorrow, Thursday, at exactly the same time as the full moon. So we have a full moon and a Venus-Mars conjunction on Thursday, October 5th. Not only that, but let's get it. I mean, there's so much going on here. It is really intense, man. And I'm sure you're feeling it, and we'll explain, what it's about. But you can't really see it so well here, but you can see a little bit, right? That Saturn is an exact square from the Earth to Venus and Mars. I mean, that if you drew a line here and a line to there, it would be 90 degrees. Yeah, you see that? So this Venus-Mars conjunction, okay, in alignment, is also in square to the planet Saturn. So that is another factor that needs to be taken into consideration. As things move along here, we're going to see that Venus is going to continue moving and be in an exact square to Saturn, okay, on Sunday. And then next Wednesday, Mars will move a little farther and be in an exact square to Saturn. So this Venus-Mars conjunction goes on for all of last week, all of this week, into next week, the square to Saturn, and then after Saturn, what we don't show here is Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is also up there at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. Saturn is at 22 or something. And after Venus and Mars square Saturn, they'll come into an exact square to Black Moon Lilith, but really, I'm just going to put them together. Yeah. So basically, Venus, Mars, square Saturn, Black Moon Lilith. The other aspect that this program is not going to show you, if you've been watching the Pele Report for a while, this solar system scope, this is the same program, but they updated it. And this new version is just, I don't like it as much as the old version because it just doesn't, it had everything in a circle where you could really kind of see it more clearly. Anyway, all this Virgo going on, I'm getting lost in the details, but Pluto is square, come right in here, bam, yeah, to the full moon. This full moon is square Pluto. Oh my God. Monday, the sun exactly squares Pluto. Okay, tomorrow, you know, the moon after, you know, right after the full moon, bam, you know, the moon squares Pluto. It's just, you know, if things were not intense enough, you know, Pluto just throws in another factor to consider. Last but not least, by any means, in fact, I'm going to be doing a whole video on it. Jupiter is going to be moving into the sign of Scorpio. So we don't have the signs on this program, another thing that I don't like, but you know, whatever. You know, I don't know how long I want to spend on this. I can show you, but you know, let's move this thing along, right? Here we go. So really, if we let, well, here's October 16th, sorry, Jupiter already went in, okay, to Scorpio as of October 10th, but, you know, that is not showing up here. So let me just stop, look at the camera, talk to you guys about what all this indicates on planet Earth in our spiritual, mental, emotional, physical lives. Yes.
Okay, I better just do this thing before I drive myself nuts. This is Virgo, like, overload, overtime. It's taking me all day to, like, do this freaking Pele report, man. Analyze, get it right, you can't go outside, stand here, look at this, the lighting's wrong, oh my god, the sound, what about I mean, drive yourself nuts. And you can apply this same kind of worry, concern, anxiety, desire for perfection to job, relationships, moment to moment, diet, food. You know, it's like you can never be good enough. I mean, it's like, you know, kick yourself in the butt. Yeah, I mean, it's Virgo is a masochistic sign, right? You know, I mean, it's where you don't feel worthy, you don't feel good enough. We can all be kind of, you know, I think of that, what is it, the Da Vinci Code, you know, that guy that's always whipping himself. I'm ready to just whip myself. I'm just not good enough. And the square to Saturn in Sagittarius, judgment. Self-judgment, judgment of others, judgment of the situation, judgment of the relationship. I mean, it's just like, wow. It's really tricky now to not get too lost in guilt and shame and unworthiness and not good enough and beat myself up and, you know, have patience. That's the upside of it, you know, and understand at the same time not to just let yourself off the hook, jump back over to, you know, Pisces and Neptune and escape and just go, oh, it's too hard, or oh, you know, it takes too long, or oh, it's too much. Because this is part of the issue. This is part of the problem that we're going to be facing for a few generations to come with the age of Aquarius. The technology gives us what? Instant gratification. Instant gratification. You push the button and, you know, on comes the movie. You know, you do that, you go here, you swipe through a bunch of faces and pick one and you're going out with them. I mean, it's just like instant, instant, instant. Everything happening so fast, so fast, so fast, so fast. And that's what? Aries. Aries is fast. What are we having? Full moon in Aries. Okay? I want to read you the Sabian symbol for this full moon. Very interesting, particularly with what just happened in Las Vegas. Let's just kind of take a look at this, yeah? An unexploded bomb reveals an unsuccessful social protest. This is the image for the 13th degree of Aries, where the moon is going to come into that full moon phase. And, you know, and I said it before, 2 weeks ago, the new moon was actually in Virgo just before the sun went into Libra. So that set the tone for the whole month. So we have this whole Virgo month. All right, but you know, now we have the full moon. It's kind of a culmination of what started, the seed that was started 2 weeks ago. Anyway, the keynote for the Sabian symbol is an immature evaluation of the possibility of transforming suddenly the status quo. The symbol pictures the result of a particular attempt to resolve the conflict between two concepts of order. Resolution by violence fails because the ego power at this stage of the process of individualization is far too strong. Big ego, immature ego, in quotes, the state thwarts, the state being Saturn, right? Saturn thwarts attempts at popular revolution because these are premature expressions of a consciousness which is not free, but can only react wildly to constraint and a central ruling power, as in God, goddess, source, life. It is thus a symbol of immature refusal to conform in the name of an over-idealistic desire for harmony and peace. A negative attempt at reconciling the spiritual, the spiritual ideal and the very earthly reality. Let's not forget Venus and Mars just opposed Neptune, and I talked about that, as this idealism and this spiritual longing for no boundaries in love and union and freedom and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it comes into square Saturn. So now what we're having at the same time, right, is this Venus-Mars conjunction square Saturn. And Saturn is saying, grow up. Saturn is saying you do need to conform, that there are universal laws, whether they're gravity or taxes or, moral, ethical laws. And this moon in Aries, is this other instinctive, animal, powerful force that's immature, spontaneous. In a way, it's very innocent, but still, the bull in the china shop can be totally innocent and destroy all the china in the shop. So even like being innocent is not an excuse anymore. Virgo wants to get it straight. Virgo wants to get it right. Virgo wants to get it together. And this third quarter square, it's a 270-degree square from Saturn, is saying that it's necessary now to mature, to become more objective, to look at our lives, our bodies, our diets. This is Virgo, diet, our daily routine, our work life, our co-workers, really look at this whole big picture and purify it, purge it, use discrimination and discernment. Saturn says also have patience and endurance. This is a long-term process that we are on. And, of course, Jupiter moving into Scorpio. And even this full moon squaring Pluto. What's that bringing in? Like I say, I'm going to do this whole thing. Like I said, I think in somewhere, I don't know. Yesterday, sometime, I don't know if it was a reading or a video, but we're entering the tunnel. Jupiter going into Scorpio, going into the dark, going into transformation, going into alchemical surrender and release to bigger, wider, greater forces beyond our control, to learn something and to become even more than we could ever be alone or by ourselves. So let's look at it. The sun is in Libra. Jupiter has been in Libra. This is relationship and partnership. That's why the mantra for today has to do with love, with partnership, with relationship. It just came to me the other day. It's easy to think you've got yourself together, or you've got the world under control, or you've got life managed when you're alone, when you're single. Yeah? You know, it's like you can charge forward and do whatever you want and have this illusion that you have no shadow. And you may have that illusion because you have no mirror showing you your shadow. So the growth and the opportunity for evolution this past year of Jupiter in Libra, like I said before many times, you know, just grab a partner and dance, because this is a year to dance. And now Jupiter moving into Scorpio is taking that dance to the next level, okay? And really confronting all of our deeper, unconscious, subconscious issues, suppressed shadow elements, and really, yeah, well, I'll do a whole hour long, like I said. A longer video on Jupiter and Scorpio, along with a few other changes that are happening. But I just want to, you know, kind of wrap it up here, you know, today with this Pele report to say this is a very good time. Let's look at the upside. This is a time where if you put in your time and you put in your work and you really put forth your effort and you grow up and become more objective and look and take into consideration the results and the impact of your actions, thoughts, deeds, and words on other people. This doesn't have to be romantic relationship. It can also be business partnerships. This can also be a time where finances, Venus has to do with money. This is a time where it's not coming easy. It's not flowing. Virgo doesn't flow. Virgo says, now just a minute, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit over here, a little bit, I gotta, you know, figure this and that, and fix that. And so, but the positive side of that is what? Fine art. Turning life into a fine art. Right? Virgo makes jewelry and sculpture and, you know, takes this world and, you know, really takes the spiritual principles and applies them to the earthly reality rather than just, oh, it should just happen. Oh, you know, it'll be fine. Oh, you know, it's all good. Oh, no. Virgo says, just a frickin' minute. And Saturn, in a way, works with Virgo, you know, and says, yeah, just a minute. You gotta, you know, really become more of an elder. Become the King Arthur, okay? Become the Mother Teresa. Kind of take a few steps back, get out of your Aries self and your narcissistic preoccupation with, you know, I, me, my pleasures, my desires, my needs, and step up to the plate. Virgo is service, giving. So it's like really a great time to get stuff done, to fix things, to bring order to life, to find your boundaries, and within those boundaries you can do even more than you thought, and you're even better off than before. So, yeah, all right. I'm going to try to remember the frickin' mantra. Speaking of being conscientious and doing it right. It's time to grow up and do the work it takes to be with you. For love is the teacher. For love teaches, and I have to learn. In order to make my dreams come true. Is that it? It's time to grow up and do the work it takes to be with you. For love is teaching me what I need to learn to make our dreams come true. We want to look at this even as Libra being the other. It doesn't have to be a one-on-one partnership, okay? It can be with society. It can be with all of our brothers and sisters. It can be with the world in the age of Aquarius and the whole community to make our dreams come true. And the you can be plural. You can even make the you source or spirit. Yeah? It's time for me to grow up and learn what I need to be with you, spirit, the divine, the universe, the trees, Mother Nature. So the you doesn't have to be like, just this, partnership or whatever. But it, it works that way too. Oh man. Oh God. For love is teaching me what I need to know. Love is teaching me what I need to know to make our dreams come true, to make the world's dreams come true, to make the new paradigm come true, to make the spiritual reality on earth for each other together. Enough, man. It's never good enough. It can always be better. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.